Does it?
All right, you grasshoppers, we are back. Dave is not here with us. We're kind of worried about Dave here. He's kind of hit and miss whether he's going to come on the show with us or not. I don't know what's going on. Gresh, how are you doing today?
Well, Tom, I found something up very interesting over this 10 months of pandemic.
Right.
I've been watching the Andy Griffin show, with little Opie in it. What's his name? Ronnie Howard?
Oh, yeah.
You ever watch the show?
It's been a while since I watched it.
Well, I just happened to watch it the last couple of days, so I was checking a couple. There's nothing else to watch. I got, I don't watch the news, so I got to watch something else.
Right.
Well, when he's walking up and he stops by the river or the lake there, and he throws a rock in.
Right.
Well, they had a guy standing in the bush next to him, and when he threw the rock, he couldn't make it all the way to the lake, and they had a guy from the bush throw it in, so it splashed in the water.
That's a true story?
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, it's like stupid stuff, but it's like I got nothing else to do. That's one of the priorities of life.
Very nice. Good digging by you. So you're not the only one that does homework now. I mean, Mel is the only one that does homework now. So
Mel's got 15 pages. You can put mine in the end of your finger. Know.
So Mel, how are you doing this fine day?
Oh, I'm exhausted, Tom.
Yeah.
Tough week. Week. Yep.
From what?
Work, studying. Yeah, I've been and a couple of unfortunate deaths, Muckler and another guy. So it was pretty tough.
Yeah. We were talking before the show. So Ron, you weren't on when Mel and I were talking. Just to give the viewers a little bit of a background on Larry. You probably remember him as a rough and tumble hockey player, but now he's like that guy wearing all the fancy clothes, cologne, and whole bit, and all his friends driving around in Bentleys, all that kind of stuff.
Well, you can tell the guys that are making money then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
same black shirt on, Tom.
It's a nice one though.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice. I like that one.
I wash it once a week.
That's much nicer than the other black one you got.
Well, there's only one.
Mel, what are you wearing today?
Today is I like Armani, right? So today is a black T-shirt, and with respect to Tom, but it's a Armani Exchange instead of Costco Exchange. And then the sweater, I actually drove down from my house down the hill. When you drive a car down the hill, we're from Saskatchewan. We're pretty smart the way we drive and shit. Do you not put your car in a lower gear to go down a hill so you don't have to press on the brakes for 10 minutes and ruin your brakes when you go down a hill? Yes or no?
Well, I've lived in a couple of places, and one's been Saskatchewan where they had to build a hill.
Yeah.
And, which is okay because you know why Saskatchewan is so flat, right?
So you can see when your dog runs away?
3 days.
3 days.
Yeah. In New York, you're always on your brakes, because it's traffic. Yeah. When I lived in Vancouver, when we went skiing a couple of times, sneaking away, which we weren't supposed to do, but and nobody got hurt. But yeah, you should put it in a lower gear. That way, you won't wear your brakes out in 2 trips.
Well, exactly. So I got these idiots in front of me, and I'm laying on the horn. Of course, I'm in third gear. I go to the mall. I have to stand in line to go to RW and Company, which is where I got the sweater, Canadian sweater. It's a Canadian company. People aren't following the arrows again, so I got pissed off. I left, bought the sweater, and left.
So I would use the brakes, Mel. I wouldn't use the gear down. Why can't you use the brakes? Your brakes aren't you haven't got your brakes fixed or updated, or?
Why do you, if you put it in a lower gear, the engine goes slower, which means that you don't need to use your brakes, right?
Right.
So the engine doesn't really go slower. It does.
It's a different gear.
It revs slower, which
makes your RPMs go down. So you got less.
It's like when you get stuck in the snowbank or get stuck in the mud in Saskatchewan, you put your car in second or first, so it goes slower to get out of the mud.
Dave, just so you know, Dave, we're doing an auto mechanic show right now.
Yeah, wow. I didn't have to tag into that. I'm sorry I missed the start of it.
Yeah, well, these two are trying to figure out where to put the key.
Yeah. There are no keys anymore. They've just put them in your pocket and you got press start.
Not in the cars I drive. I don't know what kind of car you're driving.
Well, you're driving the truck.
Yeah.
He's got a crank on his.
Exactly. I still go with the crank. It's fired up. David, how you doing?
Good. I always like when you leave those keys in the car too overnight, and then you wake up and your car's gone the next day. That's good stuff.
Yeah, well, you have an experience in stolen cars, Dave.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
47 years ago, your first one was stolen. So
Promote the show today. I was trying to find a picture of a guy tied up in a hotel bed, but I couldn't find a.
Yeah. There was. I actually really thought I would have the guys take a couple of shots for posterity.
Well,
just take a couple of pictures of me.
So Gresham's got a little issue with his pension.
Yeah, I'll call you back.
Oh, who's that? Is that the pension?
No, that was your old roommate.
Oh, our boy Kotze. Kotze doesn't. I heard a rumor that he doesn't like us mentioning his name on the show. Kotze.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that rumor.
Yeah.
So we're going to mention it as much as possible.
Yeah, that's the sure sign that it'll stop.
Yeah, right. Tell us you don't like it.
Yeah.
Dave, what's going on? Anything exciting?
What's
Are you going to continue to work at the liquor store when the season starts? What are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. Like opening night is next Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So, but it sounds like to go to the Garden. I haven't heard officially. We've got a Zoom call on Monday about the protocol, but it sounds like there's a real strict protocol. You basically get a time to get temperature tested, and I think they test you also.
Right.
They slot you a time, you go in, and then you go right from there, and you go right to wherever you're supposed to go in the building.
Oh, so I can get it for the Delta Club?
You might have to, hey, Gus, you might have to go get a sign or something. Just put it up in your chateau there.
There won't be anybody else in there. You just sit there by yourself, get a whole bunch of pictures. I'll give you all those pictures I've got from the cooking show on Sunday.
I'll just steal them off your cooking show.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the invites for the cooking show too.
You're welcome. You're welcome. The same next week. Same people will be there. So
anyway, yeah. So that's the deal. So what I've heard, we've been So they've started to skate, and Zibanejad hasn't skated yet.
What's all that about?
Well, you got to think. You got to think it's like a COVID related, right? I mean, they don't have to say anything on injuries anymore.
That's right.
But the whole thing got shut down when they were in the bubbles, and they couldn't tell on any injuries. I got to think that it might have something to do with it. Oh, but I don't know. They're pretty. I guess apparently, there was an issue when they were taking the team pictures and stuff. There might have been somebody that got locked down right away. I mean, so anyway, that's
how's Lafreniere look? Do you know?
Apparently, again, they're saying all the right things, right? I mean, you're going to say, oh, boy, we got this guy after 3 days. We got the wrong guy, to say that. You never know until the kids start playing against the men, right?
Yeah.
Really, they can. I remember last year watching Kako. He was playing with Panarin, and oh, my God, they were skating circles around half the guys out there. And then you start playing with men and veteran defensemen every shift. It's different. It's a different game when they play for real. So
yeah.
How are the Vancouver Canucks looking, Mel? The tortoises don't go to the rink too? Or do they like sometimes in the old days players would bring their kids to the rink? Do they bring the tortoises to the rink?
Dogs as well. No, nothing. Holtby and Demko have been struggling, so maybe Holtby's worried about his turtles and his mask and all that shit. But the goalies have been struggling. Supposedly, I think one of their blue-white games was like 7-4. So there's lots of goals being scored. A little controversy. There's this little, what's his name? Hoglander, the 5'8" Swede, has been put on the first line with Pedersen and Besser, I think. And Virtanen's got his knots in a nut all about that because he got 18. I think he got 18 goals last year, but they just keep shitting on him. So there's a little controversy, but I think they're going to be a strong team. It just depends on the defense, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave. John Mucker passed away. You know that, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
He was our first coach.
First coach. Yeah. Yeah, he was in Providence.
Yeah.
Gresh was there for a cup of coffee. I was there for a year and change. But my best one of the stories was the Jerry Teeple story. God rest his soul. He passed away a few years ago, way too young. But Teep used to have family up in in Ontario. So when we went to Rochester, his brothers would come down, Canadian beer. So in those days, you used to bus to Rochester, right? So anyway, Teep loads up on the Canadian beer. He drinks it all the way down. In those days too, you got to the rink at whatever time, it was 5 in the morning, whatever. You had to go and pack your bag, hang stuff up. So Teep goes into the urinal, and he's doing what he's doing, and Muck comes up beside him. And Muck says, Teep, I want to see you after you're done. So Teep turns. Well, he's still going. All over Muck's shoes. Had no idea. Turns around. Okay.
Mel, did I hear a dog in the background?
Yeah, that's my little 13-year-old 7-pound Yorkie, tough as nails.
So so you went from beating up Dave Brown to wearing women's clothes and perfume and having a Yorkie.
Yep. I was in Montreal 13 years ago on business, going to a golf tournament, and I'm in this Mercedes-Benz convertible. It wasn't mine; it was the guy I was hanging with. And my wife phones me and says, "Hey, you're having your fun. I'm going to buy a dog." I said, "Well, how much?" She said, $1,000. I said, "Well, it's up to you. You go ahead and do it." So she bought it, and probably the best thing we ever did.
Really? Spent $1,000 on a dog?
Well,
yeah.
You grew up in Saskatchewan, for God's sakes.
Everybody should have a dog, Tom.
Not $1,000. Get a mutt. Go to the pound and get a mutt. Rescue dog.
He was a mutt. A purebred mutt.
That's like, well, I think, Larry, it's just a sign. The guy fights Dave Brown. He can wear whatever he wants to wear, and he can certainly have a dog. He has no problem being who he is. That's how I look at it, Tom. I don't know why you're picking on him because
he's let success go to his.
Well, I wouldn't pick on him because of the dog or the fighting Dave Brown, but the clothes.
The women's clothes.
Well, yeah.
I just imagine the smell there too. He's got perfume.
Okay. So is that inside information about the women's clothes? It's not, or just what we see? Like, do you know that he's wearing something else?
That's what women.
My clothes are a perfect extra large, so they couldn't be a woman's. So, but I said,
a muscular woman.
Before the show, Tom, we grew up with, we grew up in a 900 square foot house, and we had enough to get by. We didn't have a lot of special things, and since after playing hockey and being in the brokerage business, we have a little extra money, and so I like to buy nice things. And I'll teach you a little bit about the colognes now that you brought it up.
Okay. There's
nothing wrong with wearing Versace or Hugo Boss or Swiss Army, you name it.
What about Vetiver?
If you're wearing the same black T-shirt every day, you got to wear some cologne to cover it up.
No chance.
Tom's got 29 T-shirts.
Yeah,
all black.
Yeah,
blue one.
Dave, you're not a cologne wearer, are you? You wear cologne?
Old Spice.
Old Spice?
Yeah, after shave. That's it.
You guys got to try a thing called Vetiver.
What?
Spice. Cologne.
Spice. Spice? Do you cook with it?
Spices up your life.
Hey, that's a great cologne.
I'll go upstairs again. I'll be back with the end of the show.
Can you spell that, Gresh? I will write that down.
Vetiver. VET. Something like that. I've been wearing it for 25 years. I don't look at the bottle to see what it. I smell it. I don't look at how it's spelled. It's called Vetiver.
It's French.
Well, I'm part French.
So you don't wear cologne. Do you use shave at all?
No, nothing. Au naturel.
It's just that kind of funky thing, right?
Yeah.
Workout room smell.
No wonder he lasted so long on Survivor.
Yeah.
Smelled just the rest of the animals that were out there.
Lots of garlic, too. Lots of garlic. Social distancing.
Yeah.
I made some homemade hummus the other day. I made hummus. Can you imagine, first of all, that I'm eating hummus? And I even made my own
I
hummus.
love hummus. Absolutely. Yeah. That's my cocktail hour. Hummus with pita chips or
Cucumbers.
Yeah.
Once I like it with celery. I like it with celery.
Celery, broccoli.
Yeah.
Mel, do you have it? Like you get catered, right? Do you have your food catered to you? Or?
Pretty much, yeah. The wife went to Costco yesterday, so there's about $500 worth of vegetables in the fridge. I might eat one of them.
Is that Canadian money? Is that Canadian money? $500?
Yeah, Canadian. So 200 US.
We should buy some like Italian sausage for you or something like that.
We did. We love that Italian. That spicy Italian sausage. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that's great.
They're about a foot long. They're so good. On a cracker with cheese. I sent you a picture, Tom.
You did?
Yeah. Like Ukrainian happy hour. Pabst Blue Ribbon, Ukrainian sausage, cheese, and cracker.
All right. So what do you do after you eat that? Do you just like drive right to the hospital and sit there and wait to have a heart attack, or what?
Rolaids or Tums.
Might as well just like drive to the hospital, hop up on a gurney there, and lay there and wait for your heart to stop.
Actually, I feel pretty good. I don't know. You don't want to shock the system and change your diet. Like, you got to go slow, right? So, we talked about the fasting and that. So I'm trying that a little bit, but you still have to have. Well, today is probably going to be Molson Canadian. I'm going to go Canadian because our kids lost and the U.S. guys disrespected and disregarded.
What was that?
The 30 championships that we won. They won one in I don't know how many years, and they try and shit on us.
Well, they have won the last 4 final games against Canada, so that's one thing. What would they do to disrespect? I saw that. I didn't see what they'd done. They did.
They took a blue garbage can with Canada on it and took it on the ice and took pictures with it, implying that Canada was garbage. Oh. So I look at that game. That's the only game I've watched in probably the full game in a year, NHL, whatever. Granted, U.S. played, I think, about 8 minutes in the first period. They outplayed Canada. The rest of the game, they weren't even close. So if you played 2 or 3 games, Canada probably would have won. They had a better team. They just one game. You never know, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, they were. You're right. I mean, the goalie was good for them, and
yeah,
you're right. I didn't see that. I didn't see the fact that they brought the garbage can out.
Yeah, I saw some headline that they were disrespecting, but I didn't see what it was.
Yeah.
And next year when Canada wins, they can put the garbage can out there and put the U.S. thing on it.
There you
go. They're playing the same venue next year too, right? Right back there.
That's right.
Yeah. I thought they were pretty good. I thought that Canada team was good. I mean, they were good.
Who's the guy that does the color for U.S. for the U.S.?
Oh my God, Dave Starman. I honestly.
I thought he had a jersey on with the C on.
I watched most of the games in the tournament. For this one, I had to mute it. I can't.
Why is he not very good? A little homer?
Oh my God, talk. I know Gresh accusing me of talking all the time, right, Gresh?
No, but you talk like evenly. I didn't know Canada was even playing.
Oh, it was
like, I don't mean to speak bad about somebody, but the guy is like, I don't want to mention what he is on air, but that was like the things he was saying were.
Well, he just has his own particular style, right? And he does a lot of college hockey. He really knows. He knows the U.S. college game. He knows the people in USA hockey. But wow. Sometimes I have a hard time watching even the NHL show. That studio show on the NHL Network.
Yeah, I would never watch another game that he announces.
But listen, America, you got to give them credit. We're rooting hard for Canada. Rooting hard.
Listen, they won. You win, you win. That's the bottom line. That's,
right.
Gresh, how's the juicer working, Gresh?
The juicer is, I think it's breaking down. I've been pumping stuff through there, Tom. Oh my God!
Nice. What do you got?
This one here is good. Carrots. I put a couple of radishes in there.
Well, that'll fire it up.
Well, it doesn't. This one's got beets, carrots, radishes, celery. I threw a couple potatoes in there.
Potatoes in the juicer?
Well, I chop them up, and then I fire them like you always do for everything.
Put a potato in the juicer. So you get potato juice?
No, it turns into vodka. That's
Yeah.
why.
Dave, oh my God, you just go back over there right when we're done. I'm going to load it up.
Hey, you know what? That's a show that should have on MSG, have like an alcohol show, like, analyzing cocktails like that.
So like beyond beer? What? So bourbon and Gresh, you drink Jack? Is that what you drink?
I really only I've had about Christmas or New Year's Christmas Eve. I had a couple of Jacks and I had 4 beers with my son, my oldest son. And then on New Year's Eve, my son's birthday, I had 1 sake.
Yeah.
I just don't I talk about drinking, but I just don't. It's not like it was, you know.
Yeah. How about you? Is there a healthy beer, Tom?
Either tequila or vodka.
Yeah, right.
Like vodkas are made with, there's either potato, rice, or corn they're made with. You know, the corn one, I have one with corn. It's gluten-free. So I feel like I've got a gluten-free alcohol. Yeah.
How about you, Larry? You dive into the liquor at all?
Rum and Coke.
No, I don't drink my brother drinks the hard stuff. I just like a Caesar, which is vodka, and I'll drink beer, and not light beer usually. Just a regular beer, Molson Canadian, Labatt's Blue.
About like a bag of potato chips with it too, or something.
Now that you mention that, yeah. My diet is not very good, Tom.
Why don't we work on that a little bit?
Well, we could try, but
we don't have to do it overnight. We don't have to like flip a switch and have a whole different diet. We're going to evolve. We're going to evolve to a healthier diet.
Whole family, we eat, like I mentioned before, like my weight was, 190 or 180 to 200 M&Ms and Big Turk. Remember the Big Turk, Gresh in Saskatchewan? It's a jelly with chocolate. It's a chocolate bar. So I used to eat back then you could buy 5 chocolate bars and 5 bags of chips for $1. They were 10 cents each. Now you get a half of a little freaking nothing for $1.50. So
yeah.
You can buy some cucumbers and hummus instead.
that's a thought.
It's healthy for you. All that chickpea stuff going through there, that's the fiber.
Tommy, what did you put? I saw that you had chickpea out there. I didn't know. So what did you throw in there? You got a little garlic in there?
I didn't know how to make it. I looked it up. You have to make, you can buy a thing called tahini. It's basically sesame seeds and oil. So I just made my own. I had some roasted sesame seeds, put it in the food processor with some oil, and then made the tahini, and then put quite a bit of garlic in. I actually heated up a little bit. I put some red pepper flakes in and the chickpeas.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah. Then you add, they say to add cold water to fluff it up, as you're beating it up more. So it was good. It was good. Yeah. Oh, the smells, man, the garlic. Whew.
Yeah.
I know. I have to close my window.
Oh, the garlic. That's my cologne right there. Oh, the garlic.
Yeah, the garlic. Oh, the legs. Garlic scents.
Yeah, definitely. So, Mel, how's your knees? They're getting better now.
Actually, it is getting a little bit better. Yeah. So time is healing it. So I talked to a buddy of mine, Steve Graves. I played with the Oilers. He's a doctor, supposedly, and he said it'll probably never get to 100%, but as long as you can walk around and get around, hobble around, good enough. So I've got an appointment next week to get a brace fitted. So we'll see how that goes.
Good.
Thanks for asking, Tom.
Yeah, my pleasure. How about the bad dreams, anything?
Oh, glad you talked about that. Hold on a second. So this dream about turtles that you're always asking me about the turtles. Is this going to end at some point or no?
Probably not. No, I'm like a dog on a bone. I'll ride it.
Keep on. Okay, that reminds me, we got to talk about Jeep. So anyways, turtles in your dreams. Do you know that turtles symbolize tranquility?
Oh, yeah.
So people buy turtles because they're like loyalty. They symbolize loyalty, wisdom, and longevity. So it's a tranquil animal.
Well, sure, turtles like oil. Can't get away from it. You can't go fast enough.
You go to a turtle race. You start at 1 o'clock. You can have a 4-hour nap, and then wake up at 5 and watch it across the finish line.
Yeah. And turtles are naked too, right? So there's a naked turtles.
Well, that brings me back to you and this weightlifting thing. You got this thing about weightlifting. I don't know. Did you ever lift a weight when we played pro?
Yeah, but not the same way we do now. Yeah, we understand things a little bit better.
Hey, Larry, I'm glad you brought that up. I love Tom. I love him to death, right? We're back or whatever. But I don't want to see when I hit on his Facebook is him in the gym lifting without his shirt on. What the hell is that?
It was hot in the gym. It was hot.
That's the naked dream thing, right? I'm surprised. But you see, he didn't wear shorts because he doesn't work his legs.
No, the legs are too big. I don't want to. I can't work them too much. They're two-toned. No, I was, the theory is there that when you're working, whatever you're doing in life, it's important to stop at a certain time and look in the mirror. Either it's like if you're with your job, Dave, you're very good at your broadcasting. So it's important once in a while to watch yourself broadcast, right? To watch an old tape. Say, yeah, I'm happy with the way I'm doing it. Gresh, same thing with you, with your your juicer there. Like it's important to take a look at your drink every once in a while and say, you know what? I'm juicing well. I'm a good juicer, right? Mel, same thing with you when you dress. You look in the mirror pretty much all day long. So
yes, but Tom, when you look in the mirror, you only see yourself. You don't show it to millions of people, right?
Right.
Well, Mel, you're here. No, Dave, don't be siding up with Mel. No, Mel, you're here now, and you're
look. I watch broadcast, but I don't take my clothes off and watch, and then take pictures of me watching.
Everybody's got their own thing, They've
hey, listen, I'm everybody.
Yeah, Mel wants to wear women's clothes. Gresh likes the juice now. Dave, you're Mr. Liquor.
Yeah, no, it was just a point because the other day it was, when it was 4:00 in the morning, I'm starting to wake up. I hit the thing and it's Tommy's doing something. I hit it, and there you are. Going, oh my God! So I hit the button.
Now that you said something, you know I've got to do it every day now.
Okay.
God bless you. Sorry.
You gotta go for my morning march with no shirt on.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So anyway.
Maybe I'll put some cologne on too. Like I'll put some cologne on.
That's a lot of information we don't really need.
Yeah. You'll have that. That'll be good. Him, no clothes, no top, no clothes, whatever. Eau de garlic on.
That's right. Odor.
That's what you do. You make it
Gresh, then you got to close the windows, dude. Pull the shades down.
It's right across the street here.
Yeah.
Take the shirt off now. Like
You should put a
naked.
garlic necklace on.
Anyway.
All right. So our buddy James Patrick, Mel, what are we going to do with him? We want to get him back on the show, but he won't come on. Do you think he's scared or something? Because you're on now. He came on before when you weren't on. Now that you're on, he won't come back on. So,
well, he says that he enjoys watching us, but I'm serious. I've done some tireless work. I've phoned realtors in Winnipeg. Like I said, I lived there for 12 years. I must have phoned I don't know how many realtors to find out exactly where Jeep lives, where he was born, everything about him. Finally, one guy got back to me, my buddy Ned Sanders, out of the North End. So I grew up in the North End, which was the tough part of town, and Jeep is down south. Little
St. James,
a little softer in St. Vital. He lives in St. Vital, but
no, St. James. He said
no. He lives in St. Vital, but I think he was born in St. James.
Oh, so last time on the show, he said he was living in St. James. I'm almost
Mel, you know where a new tuxedo is?
Oh, now James is saying he's a kill. Come on now. Right there.
Mel, you know where a new tuxedo is?
No, it's not new. It's just tuxedo.
Is it?
Tuxedo, Charleswood. That's down south. That's southern Winnipeg.
James,
Jeep, but Jeep, he was destined for greatness because his dad played with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers for 13 years. Like he had it in his bones. Like all he had to do was just step on the ice and be himself, right? So, no, it's not like you and I, Tommy. We had to work our ass off. He was gifted.
That's like Dave and Gresh were gifted too. Like they didn't have to work.
You guys don't understand the hard work we had to put in. You guys worked hard, but holy shit, we had to do way more than you guys. It was just like,
Think all the pucks we went through too, right? The pucks get all beat up and everything.
Oh,
So
now James says he's coming on. Well, too late now. We're going to pick on him a little bit more first. Gresh, you know what's funny? I honestly, I'm not doubting you in any way, Gresh, but I really don't remember the crossover thing with Jeep.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, maybe I was scarred or something like that. I couldn't.
Still laughing about it.
Yeah, I was crying.
Yeah, get to that blue line, drop down to your knees, do crossovers.
You know, we got to get Mike Rogers on the show too.
Yeah. He disappeared. He was doing the color radio for the Flames for the longest time. The last, it must be 3 or 4 years now. He used to meet with him when we went into Calgary. He come into New York. I don't know where he went.
Did you remember what he looked like Doug Sotar? You couldn't remember?
Well, I remember. I remember what he looked like. Yeah.
Maybe witness protection.
Yeah. No, he was like in the, he's in like most other guys out in Calgary. He's in the oil and gas business in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a player, Mike.
Oh, he's good. Yeah.
He's a hell of a player.
Who did he get traded for?
He got
Jimmy Chase.
2 for 1. Todd Struby and I for Mike Rogers.
Todd Struby?
Yep.
Wow.
No, before that. Didn't he get traded before that?
No, he got traded to the Rangers from Hartford.
Right.
Who got sent to Hartford?
Was that it wasn't Doug Sullivan, was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it might have been Sully. I think it was Sully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sully and your ex-roommate. Don't mention his name, though.
Chris Katsopoulos?
Yeah.
Oh, that's like, did he go too?
I think so, yeah.
Kotze was in that trade too?
I think it was Kotze Sully for Mike. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh. Then Blaine Stoughton was another guy who came from Hartford too, right?
That's right, yes.
Bash.
Yeah, I was just going to say what the nickname of that line was that they had in Hartford, right? Stash, Dash, and Bash. Is it? Yeah.
I don't think you guys were there anymore when one of the guys got traded to our team. I don't know where he was even playing at. His little theme song was "Win or lose, we drink the booze."
I remember who that was. You want to say the name?
I don't think the price is right.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah. I remember when he came in and said, I was there when he said that. I think I got traded that year. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Was that Larry doing a little aerobic exercise? Oh.
Is that a dog? A cat or a dog?
You know what they say? Right. Like his master.
Speak.
Do you dress him up in little sweaters and all that kind of stuff too?
Oh, damn right. Yeah.
Giorgio Armani? Does that have Armani?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the name? Is it a he or her? He or she?
He or her?
It's a he.
What's
It's
the
a
name?
We call Fluffy?
Rory.
Rory. Rory. Rory.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Thor. Like it wasn't named like that. Rory,
Yeah.
That was after the kids named him after John Ritter in that show with Kaylee Coco on TV. I can't remember. What was the name of that show? Kids. Anyways.
Who was in the show? Who was it?
Kaylee. Who was the name of that? What's the name of that show? Kaylee Coco, John Ritter.
No idea what you're talking about.
Oh, she's good. Who?
See, she's saying now she didn't get the dog. Larry got the dog.
Named after the dog Rory.
Simple rules.
8 simple rules. There.
Missed that one.
Now they're fighting about who named the damn dog. Anyways, next.
You named the dog. What are you talking
I
about?
did not name the dog. The kids did when they were young.
Yeah, you have cats too, or anything like that?
I hate cats. Cats are no. Hate them.
What?
No. Cats are not allowed anywhere near my house.
Yeah, but Rory is.
Yeah.
Rory the killer.
You ever at nighttime when you get up to go to the bathroom or go somewhere without socks on or something, finally step in something?
No. No, he's good. He does that in the basement.
He does this stuff in the what? You don't train him to go outside?
Oh yeah. Sometimes you have an accident, Tom. You know you.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. It's like Gresh has those.
I have those now.
Well, like Dave said, he was wearing the diaper the other day, right? So
Yeah. Dave, have you got a dog?
Elvis.
Elvis the dog. See, there's a dog's name right there. There's a man's name.
Elvis.
Elvis.
Elvis is a rescue from Tennessee.
Oh, what?
He's like a defensive back. He's like lean and he can run. That
Okay.
he can run.
Yeah.
And can cut. So that's what reminds me of a defensive back in football.
Gotcha.
I was not the biggest dog thing. So another
Right.
thing, like Larry, like all of us say, oh, we're not gonna have a dog, and then you get the call, we got a dog. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
A dog.
Rory. Here, Rory. Rory. Come here, Rory. This dog,
I was living in Florida, had 7 of them.
7 dogs.
Yeah. Had to get a part-time job to pay for the food.
What? Well, how'd you get? Was that like an accident? You get 7 dogs, or you meant to have 7?
My wife wanted 7. She wanted dogs. So whatever. I guess that happens.
What were the dogs' names? Do you remember the dogs' names?
Pepperoni was one. Parker. Pepperoni passed away 2 years ago.
Oh God.
Oh,
Can't take that stuff. That's why I don't want any animals. I live close to an animal. I don't want any.
Right.
He takes his shirt off, puts it on TV. Animal that
Every day is coming now. Every day.
time.
yeah. So Elvis, we had to pick him up. We met him on 84, right? So he comes off a big truck sort of thing. So it was my daughter and my wife that were the dog. Okay, so I'm buying in because you got to buy in, right?
Right.
Your choice is limited.
So we take the dog in the car. He doesn't bark. He doesn't move. He lays down. He doesn't do anything. And I'm thinking, like, this dog is perfect. Turns out he was sicker than a dog. Poor guy. Oh my God. And then last story about Elvis. So he's probably about 2 at the time. So I had, those practice golf clubs or guys, they have the orange ball on it. It's like take the practice swing. So I'm out in the yard and I take a swing, and unbeknownst to me, he goes into the arc of the bottom of the swing. Oh my God. Broke his jaw.
Oh, really? Oh, you.
Yeah, he was wired. Oh my God! I'm telling you one thing. I was about as bad as I felt in a long time. That poor guy. He went screaming off. So then my brother sent me a stuffed dog with his jaw taped shut.
Worse than JD's leg.
I was just gonna say. Oh God.
Before you came on, we were talking about how many goals Tommy and Mel scored. Tommy said he scored 6 his first year. I corrected him. I said it was 7.
Yeah. So anyway, so every time I bring that club out now, Elvis heads for the head.
Oh, that's really? Yeah.
He goes right into the house. He says, I'm not taking that anymore. I'm not taking one for the team. So
Speaking of goals, Dave, how many goals was your best year?
12.
Gresh, how about you?
I think you had more than that, though, Dave.
Not 1 year. It might have been. Yeah, you always lie by 1, so it was 11.
No, I think you had more. I think you had like 13 or 14 one year, didn't you?
Was that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, probably just out of the range where you can remember every goal. I can't remember every one of them, but remember most of them.
How about you, Gresh? You were over 20, weren't you, a few times?
I had 27 one year, 24 one year.
I had 25. I had 25 whole career.
Bad goaltending.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Mel, you remember all 11 of your goals, or? Seriously, what's so fun?
The only thing that's important is that I got drafted in the 4th round. You got drafted in the 6th round.
Good point.
Goal scoring is overrated, but how about this one? These guys are signing. I think one kid scored 18 goals last year, and he's making $3 million. Signed them for 2 years. Like our guys were. And you're right, Gresh. The goaltending probably wasn't as good, but at the time we thought it was pretty good. But these guys are getting ridiculous contracts for not being overly like. I've never even heard of these guys. Maybe I should do my homework on some of these guys, but
You're busy. You're busy doing homework on the turtles.
yeah.
Well, it is amazing the money, right? I mean, but I will, like, Larry has handled it well. The fact that you brought up his 11 goals, but he does have the 2 cups on his license plates, right?
Right. He's got a license plate on his cooler outside. Probably got the Stanley Cups.
Well, you should have.
Tattoo, chest, cheek.
Huh?
That's coming next.
Yeah, that would be something. If I wake up and your Facebook posting has your ass cheek with your cups on it, I'm out. I'm off Facebook. I'm done.
Well, some of the guys that won the cup, like Marchand, and they got a big Stanley Cup on the back of his calf. You know, some guys put it on their chest, some guys put it on their arm.
Yeah.
Pardon?
You don't have a Stanley Cup tattoo, right?
No, not yet.
You don't need it. You got it everywhere else around the world.
I did for my 60th birthday. My kids bought me a 1 hour session with a girl, so I did get one little tattoo with my hockey numbers. Yeah. So
What'd you get?
Just my hockey numbers, like on my wrist.
God.
It's kind of like the.
Why don't you know what, Mel, get a big sign you walk around with. Say, I'm Larry Melnick. I used to play in the NHL.
How many numbers did you wear?
Well, just the 4 NHL numbers. Shit, Gretch, if I put all my numbers, like I said, I was in 12 little towns and cities in 15 years, so
Yeah.
there's not enough room on the body for all those numbers.
Yeah.
So he's got the
Dave,
cup.
Dave, you don't have a tattoo, do you?
No.
Gresh,
No,
you got Kotze's name tattooed on your.
under my lip.
I love Kotze.
Do your sons have them, Tom? Gresh?
No tattoos.
Nobody.
Yeah, I've got one. My son's in the military. He's got one.
Yeah.
Never dated a girl with a tattoo. It never would.
Chloe didn't have a tattoo.
Not anywhere I looked.
Oh my God.
Did you give it a pretty thorough look? Gosh, you think you covered pretty much everything?
Well, her neck. I looked at her neck and she didn't have one on her neck, you know.
Right.
All righty. Yeah. Well, all righty then. So
Mel, have we covered everything? Like all your homework and everything? Did you get everything in you needed? Or?
Pretty much. I think the naked. Well, we better go back to the naked weightlifting for you.
Yep.
That just you weightlifting as much as you do. I don't know if it's good for you because it puts little holes in your heart because you're not probably breathing right when you're lifting, right? And but when you're always weightlifting and thinking about weightlifting and thinking you're talking about me and my Stanley Cups and you're showing your body to everybody. What does that express?
I'm showing people that when they're doing something.
I'm Tommy. Look at me.
You asked me a question, right? So I'm showing people that when you're doing something for yourself, trying to get better, it's important to stop and say, hey, look, it's working. It's like you, right? I mean, you're constantly trying to get better. I mean, tattoos and dogs and Rory and women's clothes. And
so the weightlifting naked and you have some strength and power and you need people to realize it, that you're in power and do not underestimate your power. So this is a power trip.
Did you just do this homework just now, or is this actual?
Oh, Tom, I'm tired, man. Like I'm doing a lot of this like nightly.
Right. So I'm trying to show people that I have power. Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. But you're in control. You're in command. Just like this show, you're in control. It's your show.
Well, it's a guide. I ask questions. I try to guide it.
What?
We got to cover. We got to talk about Kotze a certain amount. We got to talk about Jace Patrick.
I saw that game, Gresh. I was doing the homework again last week, where you were going in the corner, and Kostopoulos, I think it was him, anyways, cross-checked you right across the yap. Is that what you're referring to?
That was Eddie Hospodar.
Eddie Hospital.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then Yeah, a brawl start. I think George went after Hospodar and Bubba and that. And that's why, is that why Beck doesn't like Hospodar, or what's the story
I don't
there?
think he liked him. I don't think he liked Eddie when Eddie was running his baths for him back when they first got there.
So they were roommates, and Bubba would get Eddie to run his bath for him.
I got to get him some water.
We have a bath.
Is that true?
I don't. This is what I'm told. And I think Gresh actually told me. That's why.
Oh,
man.
I remember what was after one of the alumni tournaments, Gresh, and I think actually Duke and a couple guys were telling stories. So we're like, really? That was going on?
Oh, God.
God.
I think I missed that, Dave. What was that?
I remember we're sitting around after one of the golf alumni outings telling old stories, and you guys are telling stories, and I'm going, really? I had no idea that stuff was going on.
I don't remember. I was thinking about that last night. I was sitting there, and I'm writing this stuff for this book, you know?
You're writing a book? You're writing a book?
I've been doing it for a year and a half already, 2 years.
Wow.
So
I'm doing it for 2.5.
I'm trying to figure out like the years, you know?
Yeah, right.
And so it goes 74, 75, a bunch of stuff, you know? 75, 76, can't remember a damn thing. Can't remember one thing from that year. Nothing. Like that was like our first full year together, probably, right?
Yeah. It was
Minors.
that was Bay Boulevard, right? Was that?
No, Boulevard was the next was 77, 78.
That's right.
A couple years later. But anyway, I'm like, can't remember one thing from 75, 76. The only thing I've written down is I did hay bales for my father in the summer after the season was over. I don't remember nothing that whole year.
It probably speaks for the 12 wins we had all year too.
Yeah, there was more guys on that team that year and the next year.
That
I played with until Phil came.
Yeah. That was a group. That was those 2 years in Long Beach that were there. Whew.
It was awful.
Yeah. So anyway, Larry, are you writing a book too? Like, I feel bad I'm not writing a book. Are you writing a book?
I don't think anyone would buy my book. No, I haven't. No, Gresh has got lots of stories. I haven't even asked Gresh about Studio 54, and you can't remember the dogs' names, but you remember your first wife's name, right?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave doesn't remember.
Dave. Well, I remember coming to New York, and the crowd is louder before, like at pregame skate, than it is in most. And I hope Canada doesn't take this the wrong way, but in most Canadian cities during the game, and when a certain woman walked to her seat as the puck was going to be dropped, the whole crowd stands up and gives a standing ovation.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I think I told the story when I worked at Bear Stearns, my first job on the street. So I was in a big trading room, right? There were two people that stopped all activity when they come up to the trading floor to visit the chairman of the board, Ace Greenberg. One was the one that stopped the crowd at Madison Square Garden, and the other was Muhammad Ali. All activity stopped when Ali and he came. So
I remember meeting Muhammad Ali first time ever.
Change the subject.
Oh, swear to God.
I remember meeting your ex-wife.
The guy was this is back in the late 70s, early 80s. The guy was amazing.
mm-hmm.
Like people, like the first time I ever was in a room where Frank Sinatra walked in, all those guys walked in before him, like Dean Martin, Lawford. Everybody kept talking, right? It was in Vegas back in the 70s. And when Frank Sinatra walked in, the whole room shut up. There was like 50 people in the room. They're all talking. Frank walked in, everybody's quieted right up, And
he was the chairman of the board, right? That's what.
Like what was it? Sammy Davis Jr. I think his name was. He walked in with those other guys, and then he walked in, and right behind him, people were still talking. As soon as Frank came through the door, there wasn't a word. Like everybody just, okay, time to concentrate on Frank, you know. And I met, I never meet him I never got to meet him in that room. And I was like, the two people I ever wanted to meet in my life were Mickey Mantle and Frank Sinatra, right? When I was growing up, because my father listened to Frank's music, but I got to meet Frank in Italy once, and his stepson was Bobby Marks, who was Harpo Marx's son. Barbara Marx married Frank,
Right.
And what's ironic is my nephews, my nephew Jeff, Chris, his husband, bought Frank Sinatra's blue rolls that he gave to Barbara back in the 50s. They own that car now.
Wow.
Yeah. And the back of it, there was a bottle of champagne and pictures and everything in the trunk. He bought it at an auction or bought it. I'm not sure where he bought it exactly, but it's amazing. Like the stuff that happened that I don't remember that happened even in my life. That's why I write it down, because I can't remember what I had for breakfast. Sometimes I have cereal with no milk.
So that was a long story to change the subject right there too. But
That's the,
go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
I was just saying, I write things down now, but I can't remember where I wrote them.
I know. That's even the worst part.
No, you got to write a book. Seriously, you should write a book.
No, I've got nothing to say, Tom. Just on that Muhammad Ali thing, do you guys remember when Davey Semenko had an exhibition fight against Muhammad Ali? I think it was 3 rounds of 2 minutes. That was a pretty popular thing back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave, were you there when we went to the fight in Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
That was my second year. Your second year also, right?
That was Fergie. Wasn't that Fergie? That's when the cops were on strike?
It was Fergie's time. Yeah, we went there, and
He fought.
I don't remember who.
The guy. Yeah, the police were. Yeah, the police was 77.
Yeah,
7.
That was like 7. That was our third year, I think.
Right. Yeah.
And anyway, that was amazing going up there, like just going up there watching Muhammad Ali and being that far, being that close to the stage, to the ring and everything. It was great.
I tell you, I went up to visit Vad, and it was right before in Montreal, Carol Vadnais, and Leonard and Duran were fighting in Montreal, and we, Vad knew everybody, right? In connection, so we went and watched them spar and work out. Oh my God, see somebody that can act, that's their job. The guys were only like 145 pounds too.
Yeah.
Speed bag and jump the rope and spar. It was impressive.
When they used to have those fights at the Madison Square Garden, years ago, I remember going to, I think it was a guy named Norton,
Ken
Norton, and there was a fight started, right? So we stopped and got a beer. We're walking down the stairs. The fight was over.
Yeah. Well, that's when Jerry Cooney.
57 seconds or something.
Yeah, Cooney fought Larry Holmes. I think that was the one fight at the Garden.
That the fight, the 59 seconds, whatever?
It might have been.
I remember walking down, I got my beer. Fight's over.
Yeah.
See one punch.
Yeah.
Well, neither did the guy that was laying on the carpet.
Yeah.
Well,
and then I got to meet Mickey Mantle. That was like he had that bar on 59th Street. I went to the opening night, and he was just an amazing guy. Like he was, all the stuff that I wish I'd have been around in the 50s playing with him.
Billy Martin.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah. I met him at his place too. It might have been the same night. Yeah.
Well, you heard the story about them 3 guys going hunting, right? Billy Martin,
Whitey Ford,
and Mickey Mantle. They all went hunting together up north in New York State. So they went to this farmyard to see whether they could get permission to hunt on the guy's property. So Mickey Mantle went in and says to the guy, "Come hunt." The guy goes, "Oh, absolutely." So he goes back to the car. He's walking back to the car. He takes a gun and shoots at one of his cows. What's the matter? He goes, they wouldn't let us hunt. They get out, bang, bang, just start shooting the cows.
Quite a challenge to hunt those.
The guy had given them permission to hunt on the property. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it for me.
So what hockey starts? The hockey starts on Wednesday, right, Dave? But the
Yeah.
Rangers game is
Yeah.
Thursday.
Rangers open Thursday at the Garden against the Islanders.
Good.
So it'll be
So a little bit more homework for you to do then, like some of these
Yeah.
games.
So Dave, will you travel like to Long Island and Jersey and that?
no.
Or you just do everything from the house? Or
We do it from the road games from the ESPN studios in the west side of New York, west side of Manhattan. That's what I haven't told that officially, but that's what it sounds like. That's what we did when they were in the bubble in the playoffs. So, which I still like traveling. Traveling's fun, but it's okay not to have to travel all the time.
so you'll drive your own car, or will they pick you up with a chauffeured limousine?
Yeah, just have to check my contract. It might be the year for the chopper. Take the
Oh,
helicopter in. Yeah, no, it'll be Metro North.
Train.
Yeah.
Mel be taking a limo there. Have a
Oh,
perfect.
That's like, hey, Gresh, I remember I thought of our first visit to the Garden, you'd been in Manhattan before, but we got called up from Providence that first year.
Yeah, in September.
Yeah, we got called up for the exhibition game, right? So we get a cab from Kennedy, and they drop us off in front, and we're not quite sure where to go, and so eventually they must have took us around. Somebody got us around to the side, and then I remember the guys said, "Take the elevator to the 5th floor." You're like, what? We want to go to the thing.
The guy pulls up in front of, is that Two Penn Plaza?
Yeah, we're right on 7th there.
Yeah, he pulls up and, okay, you're here. And we're going like, this is not exactly this is a tall building that there's no.
So fast forward to today's time. So when Eric Stahl gets traded from Carolina to the Rangers, right? Apparently they were coordinating getting him to Manhattan from Carolina. So the options were the private plane was going to fly them up to either Kennedy, where if he went to Kennedy, he would have to take a limousine in, or if he went to Teterboro in Jersey, he would have to take a helicopter in. And he has 3 boys. So he said, boys, you'd rather take a limousine or a helicopter? And they all yelled for the helicopter. So that's how the guys travel now, Gresh, not by cab.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you guys. When I got called up the first time in end of October in '74, we finished practice. Didn't know anybody in the team hardly. Knew Ricky a little bit, and Middleton, and they said to me, "I'll find a place." Don't even know where I am. They told me to find a place to live. I'm like, oh, okay. and Milton walks over. He says, "We got a room here. His room is smaller than my kitchen." Oh my God! It was like a glorified closet.
Yeah.
I stayed in there. I don't know. That was a fun year.
Well, I like the guys now. Like, listen, left age $950, right? That's the maximum entry level contract for a rookie contract. So $950,000.
Yeah.
Now it's whatever, but still. Yeah, my first when I got called, they moved me in with Doug Jarrett, and right across from the digs.
Yeah. Good luck.
They were the same thing. A little room in the back of this little bungalow he had. It was fun though. You know what? It was fun.
You're there to play. You weren't there to worry about.
Yeah, worried about it was still better than sleeping with my 3 brothers back in Kitchener, with bunk beds. So times have changed, but so what?
All right, guys. So we're wrapping up. We had our hour limit here. All right. So Mel, you're going to do some homework for next week.
Absolutely. Yep.
David, you'll be doing the game. So you'll be able to do the show on Thursday?
Well, I have to let you know what the timing. It all depends on what time my kind of scheduled thing is. So, we'll be in contact. So
Maybe if you can't do it, we'll get Nazi to fill in.
okay, very good.
We're getting James Patrick on.
That's right. Okay.
Good to see you.
You
Great.
too. Haven't
I'll
seen you in a long time.
I'll bring over some garlic hummus for you if you want. I'll just have my shirt off when I do it.
Oh, please do.
Okay.
All right, guys. Have a good
Guys,
one.
It would make my day.
Sure. Next week.